Hi everybody, it's me, Lucky Blue. When we did this Q&A, I showed up in the Discord call and did a funny little intro that I didn't record because I forgot to put my microphone on the track. So here I am doing this instead. Here is Not-So-Heavyarms, the voice of all of the interns, and here is Paprika Jack, the voice of Hero in Mobile Suit of Bridge Gun and Wing. They are going to be your funny ears today. Please enjoy and don't be mad at me, okay? All right, love you, bye.
Hello, everybody. I am Paprika Jack. I do the voice of Hiro Yui and I believe Dr. Scholes for the show. Uh, Outside of that, I am a cold storage forklift operator and part-time streamer.
Yeah. Hi, I am Not So Heavy Arms. I do voice all the interns in the show. They would be one character, but it's a bit that we have continued to name all the characters, so it looks like I have played so many characters, but it's same hat, same voice. I am currently a student going to college studying audio engineering, so I'm in this realm, and I also work part time as a teller at a bank. It's a new development. Having fun with that. And yeah, Jack, would you like to ask the first question or answer the first question?
Sure, I'd like to ask the first question. How are you
Yeah, no,
doing? How you doing, Heavy Arms?
I'm doing good.
Good to hear.
It's a Saturday, having fun, hanging
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Uh,
Uh,
I guess if I were to pick a question from the list, I'll start with Humble Green asks, GoBots or Transformers?
ooh,
I'm gonna go with Transformers. I have not seen any of the GoBots, but I've recently finished Transformers Beast Wars, uh, which which was a show that aired in 1996, and it has some of the best writing in a television show that I've ever seen, and it was very surprising.
yeah, I can confirm. That is also my answer. Oh yeah, just to avoid confusion, Jack and I are brothers. Jack is my older brother. Um, so he's like, "Hey, you gotta watch Beast Wars." So so I've been watching Beast Wars, and I'm like, this looks very old as far as animation, but it's some of the best writing and show running I've ever seen for something that's supposedly a children's show.
Yeah, it's really hitting the deep topics.
Hmm.
All right, you want to pick one?
Yeah, sure. Uh, Hobbs asks, kind of slightly under that, Pepsi or cola, and or Coca Cola, and I'm a bit of a soda snob, I guess. I like root beer a lot because I don't know, I'm American, uh, and I would say supposedly for like the sip test, Pepsi is preferred over Coca Cola, but I would flip that for the root beers. So I actually prefer mug root beer to drink just a lot of versus Coca Cola's Barks because Barks has caffeine, and if I drink a lot of caffeine, I will talk a lot faster. So I have to limit my caffeine intake for the day.
We gotta keep his pulse down when he's voicing the interns.
Only sometimes.
Only
Sometimes it's
sometimes.
applicable. Yeah. Right before I scream and die for like the 50th time. I think Gray just has a folder of me just
of
screaming.
of you screaming and dying. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
I I think we get fresh ones every time because he's like, "Oh, I know we have some, but while you're here."
You can never have enough death screams, I suppose.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh Moving on. A little further down, Wing Zeno asks, "Is there a boss character you've truly hated fighting in a video game? D&D can also be included. Also, no Margit from Elden
Ooh,
Ring, too easy." I
too
have to
easy.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Margit was a bit of a walk in the park for me, and I have no idea why. Because going back and refighting him wasn't a walk in the park, so I suppose I got lucky.
Okay.
My answer for this question is, and it may be shared with Heavy Arms actually. Uh, when Fatalis was added to Monster Hunter Worlds, uh,
Yeah.
we had a party of 4 and we were working at that thing for like a week, and there were points where we were just like end a call at like 3 in the morning, and we were all tired and just like, how are we going to get this thing? um at one point, uh for reference, you can change the color of your armor in that game. And there was a point where every time I died to a fire attack, I would turn down the brightness slider on my helmet by 1 tick. And it took them a few days to notice.
Yeah. Um, y- I would have to say that's probably the one because in the moment, absolutely hated it. I think it's one of the best designed fights in that game, if not the best designed. Uh, and I just remember being so upset. But in retrospect, it's probably some of the most fun I've had
Oh yeah, it was a
playing
ton of
Monster
fun.
Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went back, uh, and I've beaten it with different groups of people a few different times. So it's like once you figure out the fight, it's doable. But initially, when it came out, there weren't a lot of guides on how to deal with it. So
Yeah.
we were just a lot of trial and error.
Dude, it took us so long that first time.
Ah, yeah. But when we finally did it, it was like tears of joy.
It was an event to be celebrated for sure.
And then we're like, yeah, we did it. And it's like, now you have to do it at least 5 more times to get all of the equipment.
I did not care about the equipment. I was done.
But yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
Actually, just real
Um,
quick, in the same vein, Humble Green asks, for Pap and Heavy, who is better at Monster Hunter and why is it Heavy? It's Heavy because he plays the game more. It's not that hard.
okay. I don't agree that I am better than Jack at Monster Hunter. It's just the game that I play with my brothers. So we've been playing since Freedom Unite, and
Oh
I
yeah,
picked
long
up
time.
Hammer because I was like, this is pretty simple. You take the big thing, hit him in the head, and then you just like find your opening, hit it in the head, and then keep everyone else alive. Uh, not to be confused with Hunting Horn. Obviously people play it in the server, but Hunting Horn has an attack that can cut tails. I don't need to do that. I just need to hit him in the head. Uh, so yeah, I guess I took like the Zenitsu approach of I do one thing incredibly well, and that is Hammer, and that is what I main. And I've played Hammer since Freedom Unite. It says it on my guild card, going ham since Freedom Unite, all the way through
Is that
Rise.
what it says?
Yeah,
That's incredible. I love
but yeah,
that.
which
Yeah.
I think I did ask or answer Wing Xeno's question after seeing that favorite monster to fight. That ooh
Oh, you can do that too. Go ahead.
ooh favorite monster. Uh oh, that's hard actually. Uh Probably Elatrion. Like it is the most it's close to as infuriating. But I thought it was a cool mechanic. Uh oh actually Safi Jiva, I think I had the most fun just playing with randos in World. Was yeah, I think those big raid fights were probably some of my favorite. Do you have one, Jack, that is your favorite to fight throughout all of the Monster Hunter?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for reference, I main Greatsword. I play Greatsword when I want to play Monster Hunter, and I play Heavy Bowgun when I want to cart. But
Fortify
my
strats.
yeah, my favorite monster to hunt in the games overall has been Rajang, with the exception of Rise because they made him very soft.
They give
But
him some more oomph later on in Rise.
I
But
yeah,
yeah.
I haven't played as much Rise as I would like, but Rajang in World was really fun to me.
Mm. We have a running joke between uh, our friends and that Rajang's ultimate goal is to steal one of your shoes, not both of them, because that would be easy to replace. But just one of your shoes. And
I actually forgot about that. Oh, what a bastard.
so evil. Okay. It is your turn.
Oh, my turn to pick a question. Okay. Just Communication asks, can you do your best impression of a line the other says?
Ooh,
Throws the question at Heavy Arms.
okay.
Pick your favorite, bud.
I'll kill you.
Ooh, good one. Good one. All right, I gotta do an impression of an intern. Oh yeah, okay. So the line that comes to mind is in a flashback where you're in a suit and you get rocketed out of the sky. You get hit, right? And you're just like, oh man, like as you're coming down.
Yeah, that's how it be.
I love that line. That's my favorite line you've done.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of variations of that specific line. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh. Oh, it's Gray Masks. Uh, why did you decide to hold the next Q&A during a solar eclipse? Because we knew that Jack's voice would give out today specifically.
What?
I don't know. You've been hydrating today, which is
Yeah.
good. But
Oh yeah.
like
No,
you
it's
woke up
good.
today and you're just like, and I'm like, oh
No,
no.
that's always the case. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Breakfast of champions over here with cherry Pepsi and a bag of nacho cheese Doritos. Listen, I
Damn,
get to
dude.
eat healthy every other day of the week, so like it works out. It's fine.
Okay, sorry to ask you a question immediately. By every other day, do you mean you skip a day of eating healthy, or do you mean every other subsequent day? So
I will
Saturday.
I will leave that up for interpretation at a later date when it is more
Okay.
helpful for me to answer that question.
Okay. Okay. Your turn.
My turn. Uh let's see. Okay. I might as well get this one out of the way. Blue asks, Jack, tell us a story about your favorite invasion from any Souls game. Doesn't matter. Spin us a tale. And I have the perfect one. So back in Dark Souls 3, I'm just gonna lay some groundwork really quick. There is a place called the Cathedral of the Deep, and it is this sprawling cemetery castle area uh, that focuses on a central safe point, a single bonfire in a chapel in the middle of the level. And you first enter that chapel by pushing open a pair of large doors. But if you wanted to, you could simply run through the entire level and go around the back way into that room uh, without opening the original doors. And if you decide to do that, invaders will have to enter your world and run through the entire level themselves. And normally this wouldn't be very difficult, but there is also an item in the game called a Seed of the Tree of Giants, which makes all of the enemies in the world attack the invader, which they normally do not. So I invaded a group of 4 players who had holed themselves up in this chapel room, only opened the last door and activated a Seed of the Tree of Giants, meaning I would have to play through the entire level for them um, in order to fight all 4 of them in the same room with no backup. Lo and behold, upon getting to this bonfire room, these guys, I shit you not, were both named and looks exactly like 4 of the 5 main characters from the Adult Swim show Metalocalypse.
Whew!
Needless to say, I got my ass handed to me, and in an attempt to get the salty run back, I immediately invaded again and tried to get
Yeah.
back into that world. And I managed to succeed. And this time I had a plan. I was thinking, right? I was scheming. I was thinking, okay, all of the enemies aggro me, right? So that normally means I don't get any backup because they'll be attacking me. But that also means perhaps I could aggro a particularly strong enemy and have it chase me into the bonfire room with them. And the first thing that came to mind was to check and see if they had managed to kill the mimic in the level, which is a chest enemy that you open it and it chews on you. And I figured I could probably aggro it without dealing too much damage to it and drag it to the bonfire room. Now, I did lose the last invasion, but I did manage to kill one of the characters. I think it was Toki. I'm sorry, Toki. Uh, but this time around, I play through the level very carefully, aggro the mimic, and have it chase me to the bonfire room. And what do I see upon entering the bonfire room? Something that changes my outlook on this whole situation. The 3 members, the 3 non-Toki members of, of the Metalocalypse troop that I have invaded were all crouching around a gravestone that the Toki member had used an item to transform himself into. They were holding a funeral for their lost dead band member. And I felt like complete shit as the mimic ran past me into the room and started chewing on Nathan Explosion.
That's incredible.
And that is the I mean, like, that is the poster child for why I think that the invasion mechanic should be in more games. Honestly, that's art in the making. That's the kind of storytelling that you don't get through normal multiplayer.
I'd have to agree. As much as like I've had my own trials and tribulations with doing like dried finger runs, uh, at your behest, by the way. I want to put that
I
out there.
did force you to engage in my hobbies.
But yeah, it was a good time. It was fun. I guess I will continue one question down. Also from Blue, Heavy Arms. If you had a choice, what would you choose for the interns to talk about during their sewing Discord episode? Um, I honestly think it's the interns planning a welcome home party for Noin back from Antarctica. Uh, and all the hijinks about trying to plan a party and what to do at the party and who to invite to the party uh, could be very fun.
I agree. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, can I do another one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Humble Green asks, uh, and you can answer after this. Actually, I want you to answer first. For Jack, if Brutus was a Digimon, what Digimon would he be? And then for moi, if Jack were a Digimon, what Digimon would Jack be?
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. I've been thinking about this one. I think if Brutus were a Digimon, he would be Katuramon. Because
Mm-hmm.
I look at Katuramon's design and I'm thinking, this is what Brutus thinks of himself in his head. This is what he looks like.
Okay.
I
Okay.
should probably. I'll dig up a picture real quick as you answer the second question.
Okay. Well, and so I had to put a lot of thought into this because I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but your favorite Digimon is Mamemon. He round
Yes,
boy, big round boy
he is a
with
circle with fists.
punchy hands. Yeah. I wanted to say that, and then I remembered a core memory of playing Digimon Dusk and Dawn, uh, which for anyone who doesn't know, that those are DS games that came out in like what 2007. And it has 2-player multiplayer where you can fight uh with your team of Digimon.
Yeah.
And Jack, being a couple years older than me, understood the game mechanics just a little bit better. I was like, what, 10? And I was like, okay, I made it to the end of the game. I have a pretty strong party. They can one-shot everything in the final area. I think I'm good. I'm gonna fight Jack. And Jack is like, okay. Uh, and then I show up, full team, feeling really good, flexing on him. I'm like, ha, I got these 3 really strong Digimon. Jack shows up with 1 Lunamon, which is like the starter Digimon. And I'm just like, oh, he's going easy on me. What a mistake. And then he proceeds to wipe the floor with my entire team because I didn't realize that you could de-digivolve and then power up and then de-digivolve to level them up further. Uh, so yeah, I got absolutely destroyed. So every time I think of Jack and Digimon, I think of Lunamon.
Oh my god, I barely remember that. Oh, that's like
Uh,
for those of you who are into Pokemon, that is like somebody showing up with a Charmander against a full team and it just one-shotting everything.
yeah, I was like, "Are you cheating?" And you're like, "No, no, I'm not." I was like, "Dude, come on." To be fair, you did something very similar to me in Disgaea, but
I
with your
forgot this
team,
guy had multiplayer.
yeah, with your team of dark trainees, and I like climbed up onto a cliff. And I was like, "Ha, you can't get me!" And then you threw one of your precious printies, and it just exploded and nuked my entire team.
Oh
I was like, "Oh, come on." Yeah, so
no.
I guess what I'm saying is the intern character is truly just me at my lowest point. That is brought upon
What?
that is brought upon by my core memories of my older brother defeating me in video games.
I didn't know this. Oh no.
No, this is a realization I had like a day ago, so like yesterday.
Oh, I feel kind
But
of
yeah,
bad.
no, don't. It built character.
It'll build character.
It did. It built this character.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, fuck.
Okay. I believe it is your turn, sir.
It's my turn, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Uh, Lock on Stratos asks, did you know anything about Gundam Wing before the abridged series? And this is probably going to answer another question in here. I barely know anything about Gundam Wing now. I
Ah,
I have tried to watch Gundam Wing in preparation for this role and bounced off of the show entirely. And that's no offense to anybody who likes Gundam Wing. I couldn't get my hooks in it. And at this point, both Blue and Gray think it's really funny that their lead actor does not know anything about the show.
in some sense, I think that's almost better for an abridgment because you're not like trying to uh, copy what the original show is doing, but you're honestly just taking direction.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I also have
s-
like no frame of reference for what they're looking for. But
yeah, yeah,
they seem to
sure.
like it. They seem to like it when I go into the booth and do the funny hero voice.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of like from my perspective as someone who just plays a literal bit character, my whole goal is to get into the booth and then just make Blue and Gray laugh. And as long as I do that, I know I've hit the mark. So yeah. Let's see here. Ooh, I've seen this one in a few other Q&As. So Vi asks, how many interns does it take to change a light bulb?
That's a good
Um,
one.
and I honestly thought about this, and I believe it takes between 4 and 5, so 4.5 on average, to change a light bulb. Uh, there's one to physically get up on the ladder and change the light bulb, one to hold the ladder, one to Nosferatu the light switch, and then 1 to 2 to go ask knowing where the heck the light bulbs are. And it's only 2 if the first one that goes gets incredibly lost. So yeah, 4.5.
4.5 on average.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But
Those are
they'll feel
strong
supported.
numbers.
Yeah,
They'll feel
they'll feel
supported. That's
supported.
good.
Okay. Your turn, Jack.
My turn. Wing Zeno asks, most recent game you've played as of Saturday, April 8th. That would be, for me, that would be Elden Ring. Because I stream Elden Ring Invasions, and that was the last game that I have played.
Yeah, I got like 20 minutes of that stream, and yeah, there was
a
some
bit of a
buck
rough
wild
one.
things.
It's
Yeah,
a bit of a rough one.
Buck wild things happened. For me, to answer the same question, that would be Deep Rock Galactic because I was doing the Easter event with some friends like a couple days ago.
I gotta play that with you at some point.
I
That game
really
looks
like
super
it.
fun.
Like as someone who does not necessarily go to first person shooters as like my go-to, like I much prefer like JRPGs. Uh Deep Rock Galactic kind of fills that sci-fi niche with like the fantasy. So I guess fantasy element of dwarves, and it's a cool world building environment. And I think they have a board game. I don't know if it's any good, but I really like their video game. Really good. I put a lot of hours into it. Let's see here. Oh, I actually Grim did ask hit random on your phone music, and this is now your wrestling intro. What kind of wrestler are you? I did this the other day just to see what would happen, and I think Flyers by Bradio came on, and I'm just like, am I like the Disco Destroyer? I feel like no one would want to fight me after listening to Bradio. I feel like we would just instantly be friends, and we would team up against the audience. So yeah. Jack, are you looking up Flyers by Bradio right now?
No, I'm trying to find an efficient way to hit random on my music and see what comes
Oh,
up.
okay. Okay. Well, I can ask or answer
Yeah,
another
go
question.
for another one while I figure this one out.
Okay. Let's see here. Hobbs asks for Heavy Arms. Since you voice so many characters in the show, do you worry about mixing up characters or possibly developing multiple personality disorder by trying to keep track of all the different character personalities? No. Mainly because it's pretty much the same voice and it's not too different from my actual speaking voice. So I can go for quite a few. I actually the longest session I did was like 2 hours of just going through a couple different scripts and landing all my lines. I think I think the biggest part of it is just hydration is key. Definitely be a hydro homie, and always stay hydrated. In voice acting, it's unsung, I guess. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it.
Bro, you should stay
Take
hydrated in general.
Yeah, but like you gotta take care of your vocal cords.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Did What'd you get?
Okay, so I got Tin Man by America.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I guess based on that intro music.
Your mom and mom?
Oh my god, the kind of the kind of wrestler I'd be is the kind that is just really annoying to get your hands on. Just kind of dancing around, not really doing much of anything, just pissing you off. And then I grab you once and then I spin them round, 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 round.
Yeah. That's that's a good one.
Oh my god, this is just the most unwrestling song that could come up.
I don't know. I think it could become wrestling.
It
Like
could
if you
become
did it.
wrestling, a new face of
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah. Um okay. I have another one ready,
All right,
if
go
that's
for it.
cool with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pantoozler asks, for everyone, what video game slash board game do you talk the most shit in? Uh, I would have to say probably Super Smash Brothers, specifically Melee. So there was a time in high school where like that's just how we as brothers would settle arguments, and I probably took it at one point way too seriously. So yeah, I definitely got very creative at how I would curse Jack out in that game. I like to think
Man,
of myself
we all took it a little way
as
too seriously.
yeah, we did. I like to think of myself as a pretty chill person, but something about that game just like got to me, got under my skin. But yeah, I I think that's it. Do you have one where you trash talk like the most?
Ah, I'm thinking about it. At this point, I play a lot of fighting games, but I'm not really that big of a trash talker when it comes to fighting
Mm-mm.
games. Something about fighting games, it's like the inherent, I guess, fairness of the situation. You know, like two people sit down, it's literally just those two people playing the same game. They if it's like a bad matchup, it's like, well, you could have picked the other character at the very least. You know, it's like you just learn how to deal with that kind of thing. Um, in Elden Ring, when you invade somebody, you gotta fight generally three other guys in a big open area, and the guys have all sorts of pew pews that they can shoot at you of many different colors and many different effects, and it is a peer to peer connection. So sometimes the hitboxes of the spells do not match up with what they look like visually, and you can just die. You can just die. The damage is so high in that game. It is not fair. It is not supposed to be fair, and for some reason that just that just brings out the worst in me, and I keep doing it, and I do it in front of people on screen,
And I
and I
respect the
don't
hell out
know
of you for
why.
it. No, I think it's great. You like doing it.
I
You should
do
keep
like
doing
doing it.
it.
That's true. There are things about it I like.
I enjoy watching it. Even even though I might be a little bit biased, but I think other people also enjoy watching it.
But yeah, I guess as a disclaimer, if I have invaded you in Elden Ring on PlayStation, and I say something about you because you killed me, it's not personal. It's not about you. I promise. It's about the game.
Okay. Uh, I was scrolling through and I saw Grim asked Dinobot or Rat Trap. Dinobot.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yes, Dinobot. Rat Trap.
I-
Rat Trap is a close second, for sure.
Yeah, definitely a close second, but I just think there's a little bit more nuance to Dinobot. And I was like, he's got the Whirligig shield and like the the like drill rapier. It's just
Yeah,
like
his weapons are so esoteric. It's wild,
yeah,
but also he can just blast green lasers out of his
lasers
eyes.
out of his eyes. I was just like, this is just a really well designed character. Uh,
I love everything about Dinobot, honestly.
um. Okay, your turn, Jack.
My turn, my turn, my turn. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Uh, Grim asks, given how strenuous Hero's voice can be, how many lines can you do in a single recording session? And do you do anything to prepare? It depends. It really depends on the day. Most of the time, I can knock out every hero line that's asked of me within like 1 to 2 sessions in a regular episode. For our April Fool's episode, it took me like 4 sessions. It was something about like I would give a delivery and then Gray would be like, okay, that was great. Can you do it a little more awkwardly?
You nailed that, by the way. I just want to say.
I'm glad. Yeah, and as far as like what I do to prepare, if my voice is hurting, I'll whip up some like lemon tea or something like
Mm.
that. That generally helps. Uh, yeah, that's kind of it. Drink a lot of water, lemon tea. Not know when to call it. I think is my
Yeah.
biggest. If I'm like giving advice to aspiring voice actors, despite I don't necessarily consider myself a professional voice actor at all, but really like know how to take care of your voice. Know how to be
Mhm.
like, all right, if I keep forcing this and try to like brute force my way through it, it's just going to make things worse. Take a breather. It's fine. Come back to it. Take care of
And
yourself.
if I can piggyback on that, always save screaming for last.
That's also a good one. I've made that
Yeah.
mistake.
Because yeah, if you really commit to it, you're gonna wear yourself out very quickly. And then if you have like softer lines, you're just not gonna be able to get it.
Yeah.
Or you're not gonna the intentionality behind the softness of the line is just gonna be gone. Yeah. Let's see. I had one and then I lost it because I scrolled.
Oh, you shouldn't have scrolled.
Yeah, I shouldn't have scrolled. Uh, Pro tip: when you find a line, don't scroll. Or when you find a question, don't scroll. Uh, oh, I guess there's Blue's other question. He would like us to name the next two interns in the script. Uh,
You go first.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't have a working knowledge of all of the used names. So I so I will go Vanderbilt. That might be too long, and it could skew the formatting of the script. Uh, so if Vander is better, that would be cool. How about you, Jack? Keep that in mind. Make it incredibly long if you want. That'll just trip me up in the booth.
All right. Okay. So either Vander or Vanderbilt on your end, depending on length.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think I should keep it short. Try not to be too intrusive with the name that I give them. So my intern name will be Wendy's 4 for 4 combo meal. No, it cannot be
Beautiful.
shortened. That is the whole name. Enjoy, guys.
Thank you. I can already see like Blue or Gray being like, okay, they get one very short line.
Yeah, they're probably gonna
Uh,
make me sing again for this one.
no, that's not negotiable. And they're not gonna tell you when. They're just gonna be like, you sing today.
They're just like, all right, Heroes F and playlist part 2.
Mhm.
Oh, I think that was actually someone else's question. It's like, when is that coming out? Hopefully never.
I would love to hear it. I would love to hear too. So if I get a vote, which I don't, but if I did, I would
I
love
mean,
to hear that.
at the end of the day, if Blue and Gray ask me to do it, I'll do it. But oh my god.
Being so bad. I'm literally drinking coffee right now, which is something I probably shouldn't be doing.
It's a Saturday morning. You gotta drink coffee.
Mm. Yeah, it's part of my morning ritual. Drink that caffeinated bean juice or leaf water. I go both ways. Uh,
Do you
I
know whose
think it's your
turn it
turn.
is? Oh, it's my
I think
turn?
it's your
Awesome.
turn.
All right. Okay. Uh, 3 times slower asks, would you do recon in Antarctica? And I think to answer that question, I will say that like it really depends on the people I'm with, because that's basically the only levity I'd get in that situation. So would I do recon with, say, like blue or gray? No, absolutely not. Would I do recon with heavy arms? Absolutely. I think he would be like the sunshine in my dull white void of hostile terrain.
Hey, what the fuck?
Man, I
Blue, good
love
night.
you. Blue, I
Blue-
love you. This is our Q&A.
Yeah, whatever. I guess I'll just go write Heroes F in playlist 2.
You heard that? It was confirmed.
Oh shit.
We have that on recording.
Yeah.
Okay. But thank you. That was very sweet. If I don't think the interns get a choice. So it's either they absolutely are doing recon in Antarctica, the hardest continent to say, or they're nowhere near Antarctica, because no one needs a break.
No one needs a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's my turn.
God, how many interns would it take to do recon in Antarctica?
It would be like a
Probably more
would be
than
like a
4.5 on average.
yeah, on average, yeah. It would be like it would be like combing the desert scene in Spaceballs.
From Spaceballs, yeah.
Yeah. The buddy system would always be in effect, and they would probably be leashed together just for safety.
Oh my god.
Because ice crags are a thing that happens.
That's true. It's true. Buddy system very important for the interns.
Mm-hmm.
They might have to they may even have to incorporate the Truddy system, which is a triple buddy system.
Triple buddy system. Yeah. Squad up, map Antarctica.
Map Antarctica, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Don't forget any landmarks you see in Antarctica.
Okay. Call Me Pixie asks, question for both of us. Favorite mobile suit design?
Ooh. Ooh.
Favorite is difficult. I keeping it to wing. I like Heavy Arms custom. It's just more gun and it's blue. That's a kit I'm trying to get my hands on. I'm not quite to master grade yet, but when I get there, that's gonna be like the first one I seek out.
Yeah, heavy arms, you actually do gunpla.
I do. I don't have a ton of time to do it right now, but I'm staring at a bunch of kits that are stacked on a shelf that I have to get to. Would be down to do that in a stream in the future. Need to work on my technique though.
Let's see. This was kind of difficult for me because it's like I said, I have not watched Gundam Wing. So going off of what I know from our funny little creation, I think I'm gonna have to go. Did it say specifically Gundam design, or can I vote for Tall Geese here?
Yeah, I if I get a vote, I say yeah, Tall Geese counts.
All
Because
right, fuck yeah, I'm
was
picking Tall
created
Geese.
by same duders. Same duders made them.
Same duders.
Yeah, technical term.
Technical term. Gotcha. Industry standard. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm picking Tall Geese.
Okay. Is there any question that's popping out to you, Jack?
Oh, yes. Hobbs asks, for Paprika, for all the Hero Yui shenanigans that occur in the show, how much of that is just sprung on you the day of recording? Uh, I am going to say about half. Like almost half exactly, I would say, because it's like I live with Blue and Gray, so I get to overhear a lot of their scripting process. Um, that does not mean that it sticks. And I'm generally only really presented with what they actually decide to do because a lot of ideas come up in the scripting process the day of. So for things like Heroes F and playlist, I knew that was coming like weeks ahead of time. But most of the time, they kind of they'll throw ideas at me like every now and again, and then when they solidify which of those ideas they decide to go with is kind of sometimes kind of surprising to me. But good. It's good nonetheless.
Yeah. I I should probably read more of the scripts because Gray sends them out, but I was just like, I'd rather it just be fresh and jump into it.
I
But
mean, it's worked for us so far.
yeah, but I feel like the interns are characters who are doing everything fresh and in the moment. I don't think there's a lot of planning that goes into their actions. Ooh, let's see. Do again. I did it again. I scrolled when I shouldn't have scrolled. It's- oh yeah. Just Communication asks, would either of you vote for Raylina for Queen of the World? Um, Me, the voice actor, not so heavy arms. In this world, I no, but in the actual world that Gundam Wing takes place in, it kind of worked out. Maybe it's like to be seen. Uh, I there's like Endless Waltz was like this also happens while Raylina was Queen of the World, right? If I'm not misremembering that, but they resolved it with violence, but in a peaceful manner. God, I love Gun and Wing. What
uh,
about you, Jack?
oh my
Would you
god.
vote
Would I vote for
for a
Relina
teenage girl
as
to be Queen of the World?
yeah, I think me, voice actor Paprika Jack, like in this world, absolutely not. Simply from the perspective of the idea of a queen of the world being a little like what what on earth happened? Like why are we here? Just to suffer. If I'm talking from Hero Yui's perspective, it would probably be something like hell no.
Okay, but would Hiro vote for Alina to be Queen of the World so that he could plan a super complicated assassination attempt?
The words you use the words planning and complicated to
Fair.
describe
Sorry.
Hero
Sorry.
Yui.
Sorry. I retract my statement. Um. Okay. I have another one ready.
Go for
Uh.
it.
Argon asks, how would an intern family reunion play out? Uh. I. I mean, I'm not sure if we confirmed. Like, are they all related? They in maybe like
Are they?
distant cousins.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I wasn't sure if that was public knowledge or if that had been confirmed. Um, then yeah, it would be chaotic, but they would get stuff done. There would be a schedule, uh, and they would have a good time. I do think it happens, uh, either annually or biannually, and it's at the same location. And I think it is facilitated, and that poor staff that helps facilitate it, like a summer camp, uh, dreads it every year. But yeah, it's a good time for them.
As long as it's a good time for them.
Okay.
Okay, I got one. Hobbs asks, for Paprika Jack, in Blue's stream yesterday, he mentioned that you had poor taste in games, specifically Donkey Kong 64, since he knew you in high school. So I was wondering, how long have you and Blue been friends? We have been friends for what, like nearly, I want to say like 12, 13 years now. We've been best friends since high school, basically. Um, and to quickly comment on that poor taste in games, I do have poor taste in games. I'm quite proud of it. I worked very hard refining my poor taste in games.
I don't feel like I can comment because I feel like we have similar taste in games.
Oh no, okay, but that's your taste in games. Like the games that I
Right.
like that you probably don't, those are the ones that are bad.
Okay. Well, you know what I like, and you dunk on me sometimes, playfully, but you do dunk, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
I do
Uh,
dunk.
you do be dunking,
I do be Duncan.
Dunkin' Donuts.
There's your free advertisement, Duncan. When are you gonna sponsor our abridged show?
um. Okay.
You got one?
Wingzino asks, how much investment will it take to replace everyone as interns? Well, because it's an internship program, uh, I don't believe it's paid internship. It is only uh, resume building and college credit. So it would be a financial undertaking uh, to replace all of them. But they do have a pretty robust referral system, and that's how they're all related.
They have a robust referral system.
They do.
It's not just nepotism.
Not per se.
Okay, so it's nepotism with a lot of paperwork that makes it look like it's not nepotism.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. Wingzino asks, are you yourselves the VAs allowed to put in jokes relating during or before the voice work? Um, so we can run jokes by Gray. We can do jokes in the booth, and if he likes them, he'll put them in. Uh, Gray in particular is a little too much of a coward to take my best jokes and put them into the show because it's gonna ruin his writing or whatever. No, I mean, to be honest, like every time I've given him just like a wild joke that would have changed the changed sort of like the narrative flow of the show, he chose to do something that made far more sense and was far better for the long run of the show.
I would have to agree. Like both Blue and Gray are very good about being like, hey, if you have an idea here, since we do the rule of threes, we always do every line 3 times, and sometimes uh, Blue and Gray will be like, no, you nailed it. Let's just get more of that, or it's just like, just have fun with it. And yeah, that's usually when I'm just like, okay, what's the weirdest thing I can think of in this moment? But it's always fun. Like it's honestly some of the most fun I have is when I get in the studio with them. Okay, another question. I could have sworn there was one about. Oh, maybe that had already been answered in an earlier Q&A about whether or not we play D&D and our favorite character, but I can't find it. Jack, can you find it?
Can I find the question? We
Can you
did this
help me
Q&A
find
get
it?
asked if we played D&D, but we
We
didn't get asked
did?
which character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, just a question for both. Do either of you play D&D, and if so, what's your favorite character that you played as? That's by Hobbs.
Oh, okay, Habs. Thank you. Yeah, I do play D&D. I play a lot of TTRPGs. Most recently I've been playing Fate, which is more rules light. One of my favorites though is Lancer, which is a very Gundam-esque, big robot fight in the future. I, I don't usually DM or GM. Uh, and I guess my favorite character for D&D, I had a treasure hunter who is magically blinded. Uh, so he doesn't uh, he doesn't get allured by treasures. He doesn't, and he hates magic. So he's the best person to call when you want something magical. Uh, and he's not gonna steal it because he hates it. But yeah, he was kind of inspired a little bit by like Daredevil, I guess, and also like Lupin the Third, I guess. Yeah, as like stealing. So yeah,
You know,
a
the
mix of
stealing.
the stealing. Well, and yeah, just a very fun character to play, and it was a good party to be in as well. So it was kind of a, I guess for game mechanics, it was a monk rogue combo. Uh, what about you, Jack?
Uh, so yes, I do play D&D. Uh, Fifth edition is the most common one
Oh
for
yeah.
tabletop RPGs that I've played. And my favorite character is a werewolf barbarian man named Locke.
I love Locke. You had me playtest him. Or
He's very blunt.
yeah, I like him a lot. Yeah, I should do it.
You want me to do my Locke voice? No, it's fine. Fine, I'll do my Locke voice. Hello. My name is Locke. I am not. This is not my Q&A. Goodbye.
Yeah, good character, solid character.
Solid character. Great character, even.
If I remember, he uses chains as a form of weapon.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Oh, okay, different character. Never mind.
He has two heavy handcuffs that were placed on
Right.
him that he broke out of, and he's just using those to increase the weight of his punches. He's very
Okay.
simple. Yeah,
Okay.
he's my baby.
Do you have one? Do you have a question that's just
Do I
burning?
have a question? Let's see. Ah, yeah, I got one. If I can find it real quick, scrolling. All right. So this is a question from Grim, and I'm gonna direct it at Heavy Arms.
Okay.
What is your name?
Not so heavy arms.
What is your quest?
To answer some questions.
What is the capital of Assyria?
I believe it's Azure.
Wow. I thought you were going in the pit for that one, but you got it. You may pass.
Woo! Gonna get that grail. Let's see here. Do I may have scrolled too far up, but who comes up with the rhymes for Seuss? Uh, we don't write those. I think it's a combination.
Do either of us know?
I think it's a combination of both blue and gray, and
It's
they
either
have,
blue or gray.
oh, and yeah, that was my cause. Do
Only gray. Okay. Only gray writes those.
okay,
Apparently.
okay. Thank you for answering that, Blue.
I really want to see the lines that he wrote for Seuss that didn't make it into the show.
Yeah, no,
If he
please
happens
release
to has
those.
those, if he happens to have those on hand.
Uh, Megaton asks, question for both of you: who's your favorite character from Mobile Suit Abridged series and why? Ooh, I I really like what they're doing with Hero. Like, especially with developing his character more. He's a lot less one note to me. He's more rounded and funny, which means it's just a successful abridgment in my eyes. What about you, Jack?
Well, I would have to say that my favorite character are the interns.
Okay,
And I
well,
think
yeah,
and
just
I
throw it
think
back.
this is a sentiment that is echoed by most of our viewer base
Well, thank you. That's very
for
sweet.
very obvious reasons. You do a fantastic job.
I'm just trying to do my best. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep going. Or is there one that you want to do, Jack?
No, go ahead. I'm still looking.
Okay. Uh, Just Communication asks, what's your favorite joke involving your characters? This is dangerous for me to say, but I really like the "got you" joke. I think it's a fun catchphrase, but I am very worried about doing possibly in the future any like live panels because I feel like people are gonna come up and scare me. Uh,
No, don't worry, buddy. I'll stop him.
okay, thanks, Jack.
Scare you how? Just by walking up and being like, "Got you."
Yeah, like, yeah, literally that. Literally.
Bro, that's so mean.
I'm a pretty shy individual, even though I'm in an acting profession. But yeah, this community is very nice, and that's why I'm here. Also, I think someone is vacuuming above me, so that's fun.
Well, I can't hear it, so you're good.
Okay. Okay.
Still looking through questions.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I got one. This one's from Vi. How well would Hero get along with an intern? And I think to answer this, I would say poorly. I don't know. Has he gotten along with anybody in the show so far?
Uh, Maybe Trova for like a second.
Maybe Troa for like a second. Well, yeah, I guess
And-
that's true.
or Duo.
I
Would
feel like
seem
he's very reluctantly, very tepidly getting along with Troa and Duo.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that they're on the same side, but like the interns aren't. So
Oh god, no.
I just like I don't
It's on
think
site.
it's
On site
it's
with them.
basically on
Yeah.
site with the interns. They would not get along.
Uh, I guess I can. I feel like I'm picking a lot of Hobbs's questions. I'm trying to give everyone a chance, but Hobbs asked a lot of questions, which I appreciate. Question for both of you: how did you get involved slash introduced with OPMeat, and what made you audition for the roles that you currently VA?
Do you mind if I actually answer this one?
Yeah,
It's
go for
really
it.
simple.
Yeah,
So basically, it's nepotism with a lot of paperwork to make it look like it's not nepotism.
that's well, sure, if you want to go with that.
Yeah, I'm lying
I'm
about
gonna
the
give a serious
paperwork.
answer.
Go for
Uh,
it.
so Blue and Gray, uh, this started with Tiba. Blue and Gray were like, "Hey, we really want to do this project," um, and they were asking all of their friends who were involved, roughly in acting or VA, if they wanted to work on it. And funnily enough, I was an intern at the time for a theater company, and I like remember very vividly going to their basement in like my paint covered clothes and being like, what do you need? And they're like, well, we have most of the most of the leads nailed down, but we need like a bit character to do like all of these like unnamed characters. We're thinking of calling them interns, and I was like, cool, let me just wing it. And now I'm still here. And
you're doing great.
thanks for the support. Appreciate you.
I guess to chime in from my situation, Blue and Gray wanted to do the Tiba thing, and they were looking for voice actors, and I said I'd be willing to help however I could. They spent a lot of time looking for a hero actor, and couldn't really find any of them. So I basically did my best impression, which, by the way, sounds nothing like Hiro Yui's US voice actor, like hardly at all. And they liked it and decided to go with it, and it's been that way ever since. It's very, very easy for them to get lines from me due to proximity, so that's also like really good, from their point of view. But yeah, you could say they were holding out for a hero. You're very funny, Vi.
Good one.
Hobbs was going for it. Got ninja'd by Vi.
Beat him to the punch. I do it again. I kept scrolling. I should just take my scroll wheel off and then just use the up and down arrows. Do you see another one that you would like to answer, Jake? I feel like we've gotten through a lot of questions today.
Yeah, we've gone through most of them.
I have
one?
another Hobbs question.
Go for it.
For Not-So-Heavyarms, you and all the other mods are relatively quiet and don't interact much here, except but I'm not absent. Just quietly watching. The question is, what do you do? What do you and the other mods think of us and this Discord? Well, the whole reason I'm here is because y'all seem very sweet. I'm a pretty like quiet, shy guy. I thought it would be funny as the role for mods are called interns if I was actually given mod status, and I see myself as kind of just like a swing vote. I do have this power, but I do not use it. I do not take it lightly, and I don't want to like throw myself all over this server because it's like, yeah, I'm a voice actor, but this isn't. It's not my show. Y'all are very nice though, and I guess if y'all want me to be more active here, I'm willing to. But this is mainly Blue and Gray's place, so yeah. And I can't speak for the other mods. I know Firebird's in here, and I think he feels the same. I did see that he was listening to music earlier, and I do have to say, from your Spotify choices, that's some good stuff. Keep it up. Yo, sorry, Jack, you were gonna say something?
I was gonna say like so I'm not a mod here, but like, have any of y'all broken any rules? Like at all? That's my question to you.
Well, and I feel like both Blue and Gray are very active in the server, and Eris does a great job when they're not around. So I feel like I'm just kind of on the sidelines.
Oh, looks like Grim is using the server to launder money to Cuban counter revolutionaries.
Okay. Smart. Hang on. I'll delete that really quick so you're not legally bound by that. Hang on.
That's Huh. I see. So that's the kind of mod work we do around here. Okay. I got one from Blue Defender. Question for both of
Okay.
you. Since watching Beast Wars, have you watched any other mainframe shows like Reboot or like Reboot Shadow Raiders? No, but now that you mention it, I didn't think to look into the studio that produced Beast Wars, and given how much I liked Beast Wars, I am going to do that.
Yeah, I would be down to like either watch privately or maybe react to if that's allowed. I still don't know how all those rules work with like streaming shows and copyright.
It's arbitrary.
Okay. Okay. Well, I feel like we've gotten through a lot of questions today.
Yeah, I feel like we've done a good chunk of them at the very least. Sorry if we missed you or if there's anything that's like, oh, it's just, you really want to like get it out there.
Wild. Thanks, Jack. So
You're
I'm gonna
welcome,
take
Blue.
that. I'm gonna take that as your cue to say we're done here, folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was for today. Yeah.
It was a lovely day. Actually, wow, unfortunate time for that. It's actually you've gone longer than Gray and I normally do, which is great for highlight content because it gives me more to work with. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Blue.
No, that's a good thing. That was genuine.
Oh, okay.
We're here
Okay.
for the content.
We're here for the content. I wanted to thank everyone for coming, and I especially wanted to thank Heavy Arms and Jack for coming in and sharing their time with you on this solar eclipse Saturday. But anyway, thank you guys for coming, and thanks to these two for doing it. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely Saturday. No idea when the highlights are going to come out because I'm working on it. And the Vanquish video that's coming out, probably just both next week at some point. And besides that, not much else to say besides thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for coming. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.